Okay, look at that. You got some stuff growing already.
Oh yeah, in 1 week.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on to our next project. Sweetie Pie wanted some end tables made that match our current coffee table. So what we are going to do is we are going to make two matching end tables, the same style that we've made in the past. I think I'm kind of a one-horse show here, so uh, what I do is what I do. Maybe I'll break out of my comfort zone one day. But what I do poorly. So I got that. So we'll go ahead and put the frame there. We'll put in the boards diagonally. We'll throw on our 4x4-inch legs. And they're going to look a little bit like that. Hopefully a little bit better, but probably just like that. And let's see here. I think I'll go with, say, 24 inches tall and about maybe 30 inches long. How about 20 inches wide? Okay, we can do that. How about if we put the 5-degree angle on the legs, horizontal and vertical, so it looks like they're kind of protruding from the tabletop, and we'll throw a shelf on there. Because I like to have my shelves on there. That makes the table a lot more stable. So we'll put this one up 3 inches from the bottom leg. All right, let's do it. Okay, a few more tables. I think that everybody has seen how I make my tables, so let's go ahead and do some magic here. This. I'm not gonna show the making of these tables too much. I just want to show what I'm doing differently on these, okay? So if you see my other videos, this is exactly how I do it. I make the top and then I cut the legs out, 5-degree horizontal, 5-degree vertical, and then I fit them in there, butt it up to my framing that I do on the table. And then I hope that it's level. I threw a couple of boards on top, screwed them in place, and I only have the legs tacked in place with my brad nails. And I'm going to go ahead and put my shelf on here about 3 inches up from the bottom. And I'll have a shelf on there. I'm actually going to cut the shelf in between the legs this time. And what else? I went ahead and got some 3/8 inch dowel that I glued in after I put my screws in. And we'll sand that down and we'll see how that looks. So that's all I've done different thus far. This is how they will fit in here. Our little cross members right there, I'll just toenail those in. I'll line them up flush on the inside. You can't see it right there, and I'll give us a little bit of inset. So anyhow, tack those in, and then we'll put our planks on for the shelf, and we'll have a nice shelf on our coffee table, end table, whatever. Okay, I hear you guys. You're right. I need to cut myself a 5-degree on this side right here to account for this degree. So I'll go ahead and cut that, rip that, and then we'll come back and put them in place. Okay, we are ripped to 5 degrees. And we will see how this fits. I already know it's going to fit great. It will fit great. You see that? That's not going to be too bad. Just got to get it in there. Perfect. Actually, I said I'll inset this one. These ones. See how we're lined up here on our marks. Yeah, we're close. So I'll get these tacked in, and I think we'll be good. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so now I want to show you guys everything after not showing you nothing. And anyways, 3/8 inch bit. I tap a hole here. Tap in a little bit right there. And then I'll grab myself about a 2.5 inch screw. Snug that in there. And then I'll come back with my glue and a dowel. Glue and a dowel. Where's the glue? There it is. I don't know if you can see this. We'll check. Let's put a little bit of glue on there. Just take the dowel in there. Pound it in. Then you grab a cutting tool. And I'm being lazy and I'm using this. See that? Now we got a dowel in there that we can sand down and it's going to look great. All right. So that's where we're at. Okay. The legs are on. It really seems like it's pretty level. Right here. I'm going to cut this edge right here at a 5-degree angle. And then I'll rip a piece with a 5-degree angle on that side. And we'll go ahead and drop in our shelf. We have our 5-degree cut right here. Now I'm going to want my 5-degree cut to match this angle, the angle of the leg. So I will cut this at a 5-degree, going from here to here. Then I'll measure from here over to there. And that's where we will cut both sides at our 5 degrees. So we're looking at 26 3/4. 26 3/4. It's important to pay attention to what side you want facing up. Because this side right here wasn't planed, the other side was. It'll be a little bit easier to sand and take stain. So I got this set up to cut this way. That's the way I need it to cut. Okay. That looks pretty good. Nice little fit. A little bit of an overhang. I think I could probably take off a half blade. What was I thinking? Look at this. Look at that. We'll go ahead and we'll cut this one down and drop it right in. I think that's going to work just fine. All right, that's what the tables are going to look like. I'll go finish, I'll tack that in and then I'll finish the other one and we'll come back for some sanding and staining. And we all know what's next. A little bit of sanding using the flapper disc. That looks like the most recent one. So we'll sand it and then stain it. getting our stain going on here, and I just have to comment on how nice it is to have gloves so I'm not getting myself all dirty, and yet I still have somehow get dirty. I don't know, but anyhow, gloves are nice. Yes, they are. We shall put on some polyurethane and get these tables shellacked. I'm moving the tables inside because I think that they'll get a better shellacking inside and I can keep doing some stuff outside. Don't forget, we do not want to shake our shellac. We want to stir our shellac. And why do you ask? It keeps the bubbles out. You know, I like bubbles. I think they're fun to play with, but they're not so much fun to work with. So I'll just give it a little bit of a stir. And then we'll go ahead and apply a coat or two to these side tables, these end tables, and we'll see how they turn out. All right, tune in later. Ciao. All right, the first coat of shellac is on, and we'll let those dry. One thing I wanted to point out, I did not use any wood filler on these tables, and I did that because I just wanted to try it without the wood filler and just see how it turned out, because if you have something that's kind of cabiny and rustic, why would you need wood filler? It might look better. But anyhow, I did it, and that's that. We'll see how it turns out. I like to make sure I get my felt pieces on there before I scratch up my hardwood floor. Let's put these in place and see how they look. Okay, so obviously we're not super fancy people by any means, but here is one of the tables right there. I think that looks pretty good. And there's the coffee table that I had made previously. And then we have this table hidden over here in the corner. I think it turned out all right. We'll see what Sweetie Pie thinks. Happy Valentine's Day. How's it look?
Hey man, that matches so well.
What do you think, Rocky? Huh? Is that a pretty cool table? You like that table? Is that a pretty good table? Is that a good table, buddy? Is that a good table? Oh, yes, it is a good table. What? What? Is that a good table? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, boy. Oh, you're such a smart dog. Yes, you are. Oh. Oh, yes, Rocky. Good boy. Well, she likes the tables, but she's not really too excited about having that table right there. She'd rather have that as a coffee table out here. So I'm gonna make another table to put right there, or I'll make another table for right there. So anyhow, overall, success, and that gives me another project to do. Another table though.